Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, this just wouldn't work. So I'm still getting my notes and stuff together for a live stream to come up in about an hour and a little bit more. And I go through it. You guys send me all kinds of messages and things like that. Don't think that if I don't respond to you that I didn't see it. It's just I get a lot of comments and messages. So I try and do as best that I can. I do have a day job and mama, of course, to take care of. But I have one question that came to me from Facebook. A guy said that he's been hearing on the fan, sports radio, Dallas has been getting increasing concern with Dak Prescott quarterback play lately. He has thrown for under 200 yards and less than 20 points in 4 games, and aren't sure if he's a future quarterback. Well, here's the thing, guys. All quarterbacks are going to have some bad games. Quarterbacks are going to have some slumps. Quarterbacks are even going to have some bad years. That happens, and that's normal because it's just a natural progression. Nobody is perfect. Even Matt Ryan last night threw 3 interceptions. Let me say it again. Matt Ryan threw 3 interceptions last night, but nobody's going, oh, he's been pathetic. He needs to be replaced. And clearly he hasn't had the same season as he had last year. He still had a really good one, but not the same as he's had in past years. But I think we definitely need to get a refill here while we start talking. This season hasn't been as great as Dak had last year, but there's some differences with this team from this year to last year. And I don't know why I keep trying to go through and describe this because some of you guys, it doesn't matter what happens or what you say, it's not going to matter. But here's the thing. When you think about 2,700 yards, 17 touchdown passes, and 8 interceptions, and a 91 QBR, yeah, he's a bum. He should be getting rid of. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. That's Derek Carr's. Derek Carr basically has had the same season as Dak Prescott, yet I don't hear anybody saying that Derek Carr is not the quarterback of the future, that he's a bum and should be getting out. Because when you go through Dak Prescott, 2,400 yards, 6.56, that's definitely down, 18 touchdown passes, 9 interceptions, and 5 rushing touchdowns. So he's been responsible for 23 touchdowns and only 9 interceptions. It still has an 87.9 QBR. Now, don't get me wrong, the last 4 games have not been good, but there has been a little bit of a mitigating circumstance that's out there. I'm trying to think, what's been going on the last 4 games? Oh, Zeke Elliott. Yeah, so your running game has been down some. That's a good part of it. And then, of course, there is what's that guy? That little guy out there. Oh, your tackle, Tyron Smith, as well as Lyle Collins. Yeah. Remember that game Chaz Green gave up 6 sacks to one guy who was a no-name somebody? You don't think that those things have a little bit to do with what's going on? Then you have your receivers that haven't been exactly getting separation, because I know when I'm watching last night's Atlanta and Saints games, I'm looking at wide receivers that are wide open. I'm talking about 3-4 yards of space, of daylight. And I'm trying to think of when was the last time I saw a lot of separation with my Cowboy receivers. There really hasn't been. So yeah, the offense is in a bit of a funk, and definitely there hasn't been that much time to throw. The running game had suffered. But here's the thing. When you finally stuck with the run, I believe Dak had 2 touchdown passes last week, if I'm not wrong, and 0 interceptions last week. Did I get that right? 2 TD passes, no interceptions, and we won the game when we ran the ball. Because, see, here's the thing. When you talk about how many yards we get on this offense is not a pure passing offense. This offense was built to be a possession controlling team, to run the ball. Our offensive linemen are better at running the ball than pass blocking. Our wide receivers are not getting that much separation, and we're getting a lot of drops as well. So you can't necessarily go by and say how many yards Dak Prescott goes because we've never been a team that has been throwing for 300-400 yards. Yes, Tony Romo would have a couple of games that would be like that, but for the most part, we weren't that way. And if you take a look at our team of the 90s with Troy Aikman wasn't a 300-400 yard per game quarterback. Why? Because that team rested on running the ball first. So it's not apples to oranges where you can say it's Tom Brady numbers versus Dak Prescott. Totally different kinds of offenses. It's like apples to oranges. What you have to look at is the actual production of the offense when it's all together. And this offense has been in flux with the offensive line, with Tyron Smith being hurt, with Lyle Collins being hurt, bringing in Chaz Green, who was always hurt, and sorry, he didn't bust a grape against Atlanta. So those dynamics are in there. Now, you can say he's a bust and get rid of him, but I got to tell you, I don't care which way you put it, he's not the worst quarterback in the NFL. If you go by raw QBR, you got Deshaun Watson, who's injured. You got Case Keenum, which is amazing. You got Carson Wentz at 72. You got Tom Brady at 71. Then you have Dak Prescott at 5th in raw QBR. And you guys say get rid of him? You know how many quarterbacks Cleveland has been through over the last 20 years? You know how many teams would be happy to have that guy? Dak Prescott will be fine when he gets his running game together, when the offensive line plays a little bit better, and gets some better coaching. Dak is not the problem, but again, some of you guys is like talking to a brick wall, so you're going to believe what you believe anyway. But we'll see what happens this week, and we'll see what happens the rest of the season. I believe that it's a multitude of things that have brought all of the numbers on the team down. But if it were just Dak Prescott was just missing guys, and it wasn't wide receivers not getting open, if it wasn't at the offensive line, if it wasn't at the running game, everything on that team has gone down. So it's not just the quarterback. But that's my thoughts anyway, and we'll go into it more at the live stream. So I'll see you guys then. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu, and thank you guys for watching.